Hello, artist friends. I wanted to talk about what you think you're worth. And I'm not talking about monetary or what you think you deserve, but what you deep down think you're honestly worth. Now, when I talk about that, I want to give you an example of what I mean for me when I'm thinking about what I'm worth. Recently, at work, my regular job, I was offered a different position. So I've been 8 years working here and I'm offered a different position. And it's a new position. It actually works okay with what my skills are. And it challenges me as well to manage a little bit of other skills I have to manage, such as time. And that's a big one for me. Time is something I don't manage very well. But does that take away what I'm worth? No, it doesn't. Do you think about, are you capable of doing something, and when you do it at your speed, at your ability, and at the end of finishing this ability or project, and you say to yourself, wow, I can do this. Well, if you do, then you have a great gift. You really do. You have something that's unique that the world doesn't have or every person has. And I want you to value that, because when it comes to situations in my life anyway, I live in America, and I know all around the world it's like this, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not around the world like this. But in my situation, there's a certain value that I look for, and there are certain jobs that I will not do anymore. When I was younger, I had needed the experience, so I did a lot of jobs, and I had to get to understand what the task required, what was required of me. And a lot of it was hard work, and a lot of it was a lot of failures and self-doubt. And self-doubt was built in me, and I put that in myself. So you got to be careful with self-doubt. Are you capable of doing? You are capable of doing about just about anything possible, if you really want to do it. So think about that, guys. Think about how hard you want something and what you're willing to do. I often put my value based on what others think. And that's not true, because I don't know what they're thinking. So all of a sudden, now I have two sides of me. I have my, wow, I'm worthy, and my other side, well, I'm okay. That's not going to work, but it's part of us as a human being. And so I'm in between, and I struggle with, I'm worthy, and I'm okay. You see how that happens? And that could happen in an instance, just a thought. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I have just came up upon, like I said earlier, this job, I took the position, and I find it challenging, but yet I can do it. It's just something I have to get used to. Just when I first got the job, when I first had the other position, I had to get used to that, and it takes time. Things take time, and there's going to be hard moments, and there's going to be great moments, and there's going to be dull moments, and there's going to be I'll quit moments, and there's going to be wow, aha moments. But those are all the process of working. And I also have to say that also relates to painting or drawing or creating or sculpting or singing or writing or baking. These are all the same emotions we apply and bring as humans to these endeavors of creating. So when I ask you, what do you think you're worth? I would love if you guys comment below what you think your value. And I'm not talking about monetary again. I'm talking about what you think you're worth. And you don't have to say a dollar amount or what you deserve, things, you know, cash and prizes, nothing like that, cars and houses. But what do you think you're worth? See, I think I'm worth is a happy place, a place of serenity for me, a place where I feel comfortable. That's what I like. That I'm okay with a little struggle, not a lot, not bad struggle, because there's just struggle too. There's like there's this place where you like to struggle so hard and you just like being there. I don't know, some humans enjoy it, I don't. I like a struggle where it's because I'm only struggling because I'm learning to get over it, and once I get over it I can move on, and I want to learn from that struggle, not to be with it for the rest of my life struggling. Because if I say that, then I have to look at the problem. It's not really struggling anymore, it's something that I enjoy or something that I just can't figure out, I need help with. Very big difference. And I tend to do that too. I like to put the word struggle on things I don't want to look at. Hence, you know, I just like to label it when I'm not really looking at it. So that's a point of view that I think that I've come during this talking about here. And so coming to this, I also want to say, what do you guys think about it? What do you think about when you're at a market as an artist or a buyer, and you go to someone, or they go to you? Let me play the artist role. I'm the artist at the market or at a exhibition, or have my art somewhere, and someone comes up to me and says, "Wow, that's a great piece, and how much is it?" And I say the price, and they go, "Whoa, that's too much money." What's your first reaction? What is your first human reaction? And I smile, because my reactions are always quite interesting. It depends on the day you catch me. I tend to smile a lot because I know the human reaction. And the idea is that I really don't know what's going on with the other person's mind. I just know what they said. The key is to not let what they say affect you, your whole spirit and well-being and the existence of you. For that 1 second they said something, don't let it crumble you. Don't let it make you happy, sad, or not, but humble as a rock. Humble as a rock. Just think about it. The person took time to talk to you for that 1 second, even if they greeted you or not, but they looked at your work and asked the second question. So there was a reaction. There was a quick reaction because they looked at it and said, how much is this? So either it's because it's great or not. But that's okay, because that was the whole point, to get a reaction, right? But you have to learn how to control your feelings, I think. I do. I have to learn how to control it. And I've been doing artist markets outside, and I'm amazed by customers' reactions all the time. But I'm also, on the other end, I was a customer too and go to artists. And I find myself sometimes afraid to ask, because why would I ask if I don't have the money, right? I'm not curious. I don't want to waste your time because I'm an artist. I don't want to be too curious. But I want to know what the price is, because I generally want to know what it cost. So I have to be careful on ends, because I have to put myself in a customer's shoe. Both worlds, see guys, to find if you're worthy or okay. Again, this is just an interesting thing. But don't get yourself mixed up, because you put the hard work into getting in there, to getting the paints, the brushes, the time. But also don't forget, if you're the customer, you work the job and you have the money, and you walk there and you expect to be treated just as fair as the artist. So those are two-way streets. Isn't that an interesting world where we have to build a relationship to meet? And that's why it's so dynamic, so fun to be at markets for me sometimes, just to meet people and just to get a behavior sense. And there are people who really appreciate your art, and there are people who I appreciate as customers. I love them because they're human beings. They're generally human beings, and they talk to me and they say what they can't afford, and that's the beauty. And what I can do, maybe I can do something too. And that's what I want, an agreement, because I don't want to be self-centered and selfish. These are horrible traits that destroy me. Self-centered. I'm an artist that's great and talented, and you should be paying this. It's not the way. I don't want an ego like that. I want someone who enjoys my creations, but I also want, as a customer, I also want to be respected for buying yours, and not to be treated like I should be buying from you. And I understand both sides of the street, both sides of the coin. And that's why this question came to me today. I was thinking, what do I value? I do value selling my paintings. I do value the hard work, and I value having relationships with people. And these are 3 things that are important to me. 3. There's more, but I can put 3 right now. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you really value again, and it doesn't have to be about art. It doesn't, but I've just mentioned that in this video. In general, what do you value to, and how do you value yourself? It could be music, you could be a writer, you could be a singer, you could be a person who's in therapy, who's a therapist or a psychologist, or someone who builds buildings or does business. A car, maybe you're an auto mechanic, maybe you're any of these things. There's so many things in the world you are. A pastor, maybe an atheist, whatever you are. It doesn't matter what religion or politics you are, but something you value. And how do you place yourself? Do you put that value as who represents you? That's another question and another video for another time. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Try to be kind and try to love each other. Bye.
you.